Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going over the United States House map where Republicans currently have 218 seats, Democrats have 209. So we know Republicans will have a majority in the US House. However, there are still several races that have yet to be called in the US House map, including 4 of them alone in the state of California. So today I'm going to go through the races in California that are still not called and just give you an update on where those are at this time. Before I do that, I just want to first go over a few that were very close that have been called. One is California 27, where Republican incumbent Mike Garcia lost to Democratic candidate George Whitesides, so that race will be going to the Democrat. Also looking for David Valadeo's district, California 22. This is a very close race as well. Valadeo has been declared the winner in this race. So there are now 4 districts that remain uncalled in California, and now I'm going to break them down for you. Starting with California's 9th district. This right now has Democratic incumbent Josh Harder taking on Republican challenger Kevin Lincoln. In this district, we have parts of Contra Costa County, San Joaquin County, and Stanislaus County. This is right here in the middle part of the state. I believe this is closer to the Sacramento area. Los Angeles and San Diego and stuff is down here. So this is more towards the Sacramento middle part of the state in the Bay Area. So this race right now, 51.8 to 48.2 with 89% of the vote in, appears to be trending the way of the Democratic incumbent right now. There is 11% of the vote remaining, and seeing as there's already been 226,000 votes casted, if you just took 10% of 226,000, there would be enough votes to flip this race from Democrat to Republican, which is why the race has not been called yet, but it is looking more and more likely the Democratic incumbent will hold on and win this race. But we're going to look now at the vote areas where in Contra Costa there's over 95% of the vote in, and the Republicans leading here 57 to 43. In San Joaquin, it's 52-48 for the Democrat over the Republican with 89% of the vote in. So there's still 11% of the vote left coming from San Joaquin. And in Stanislaus County, there is 81% of the vote in, so there's 19% of the vote to go here. But as you can see, this county's population is completely dwarfed by the population of San Joaquin. And that's the problem for the Republican right now. Since Contra Costa is pretty much all in, and Stanislaus has 19% left, but it's not going to be that many votes, there won't be enough votes in these 2 areas to make up the lead the Democrat has. What we're waiting for is the 11% of the vote remaining in San Joaquin County, District 9, which there are enough votes for both the Republican and Democrat to win. So that's why this race has not been called yet. We're waiting to see what the votes from this county come in as. And it has to be worth noting right now that Harder is winning in this county 52-48, and when you round up, the statewide result is 52-48. So similar to a lot of counties around the country that are very large with large populations, in a close county like this, however this district ends up when it gets to over 95% or all the votes come in, that's how the district's going to go. If Lincoln comes out of nowhere and wins this county, then Lincoln's going to win this district. If Harder continues to win this district, 51-49, 52-48, then Harder's going to hold on and win this district. It's looking like, based on my own analysis, that this race will be going for the Democrat, but we're still waiting on votes out of San Joaquin and District 9. So that's the California 9th district. That's expected to be a Democratic hold, but again, have to wait for all the votes to come in. Looking now at California 13th, this is an interesting district that's kind of right in between Fresno, California, San Jose, and a little bit to the east of San Francisco. So this is kind of like in the middle suburban areas of the state. And this one is fascinating, where 84% of the vote is in, so there's 16% of the vote remaining, so more than enough votes remaining to flip this margin of only 1%, a margin of about 1,800 votes, separating the Republican incumbent and the Democratic challenger. Again, 16% of the 176,000 votes reported. Just doing quick math right there, that is more than enough votes for either the Republican or Democrat to win. So what are we waiting on right now? Well, looking at the key areas in this race, we have parts of San Joaquin County with 89% in, so there'll be a few more votes there, and based on the 54-46 split, we can expect probably a few more, like 100 or so votes for the Democratic candidate margin there. And Stanislaus, 81% in, so a few more hundreds of thousands of votes coming from Stanislaus County, so that will boost the Democrat Adam Gray's numbers there. 83% in from Merced County. This is super close. super, super close. So 17% of the vote remains in this area. Adam Gray, the Democrat, has a lead of 1 point over the Republican, John Duarte. This one's very, very close, and there'll be a few thousands of votes remaining in this county, so that's very tight and one to watch for as well. In Madera County, 92% of the vote is in, so there's 8% remaining, probably a few more, like 1,000 or 2,000 votes remaining in Madera County, so we gotta wait for those to come in. And Fresno County with 81% of the vote in, 19% remaining. We're looking at probably another maybe few hundreds of votes to come out of Fresno County. So this race is very, very close. It is really, really tough because the largest vote area where there are still votes to come from is Stanislaus and Merced, based on the population. Fresno and Madera don't have the population size that Merced and Stanislaus do. And San Joaquin is a similar sized county, really, to Fresno. And Madera will be enough votes, or I'll pick up a few votes for the Republican there, as will Fresno. But I think San Joaquin and Stanislaus kind of take away those margins in these areas. So all eyes really are on Merced County right now, District 13. With 17% of the vote to go, right now the Democratic candidate has a lead of about 700 votes or so in this area. And the Republican has a lead overall in this county by, again, about under 2,000 votes. So is there 2,000 votes across all these counties are added up? Are there 2,000 votes that can flip this result for the Democrat to the Republican? The simple answer is yes, there is. But we're going to have to wait for these votes to come in because John Duarte's numbers will go up in Fresno County. If he keeps that margin, he'll get some more votes in this area. Maybe he can improve on his margin a little bit. Madera County, similar. Based on the trend right now, a few more hundreds of votes for Duarte. San Joaquin, 54-46, a few hundreds of votes, maybe 100 or so for the Democrat there. Stanislaus County, 53-47. This is going to be the more Democratic area that's remaining for Adam Gray. We'll likely get a few hundreds to thousands vote for Gray in this area. Merced County is where all eyes need to be for this district. It's 50.5 for Adam Gray, John Duarte 49.5. If this margin holds, we may very well have John Duarte winning this district by under like a few hundreds of votes winning this district. If this district gets any more Democratic than it already is, up to like 51-49, 52-48, there's a very real possibility that Adam Gray will be able to win this seat. But it's super close because, again, it's only a margin right now of 700 votes in this district, and statewide it's under 2,000 votes. So for Adam Gray to win, this likely has to be a margin of victory of about 2 to 3 percentage points for Adam Gray to get that number up from 700 to around the 2,000 range. Because Gray might net a few more votes in Stanislaus and San Joaquin, a few more votes than Duarte's going to get out of Fresno and Madera. But again, just those counties alone won't be enough for Gray to defeat Duarte. It's all about the margins in Merced County. So this race is very close. We're going to have to watch the votes. There's enough votes for either candidate to win, and all eyes are on Merced County. Now looking at California 21. This one's right here in the middle part of the state as well. This is close to that district, actually. This has the city of Fresno in it, District 21. This is Democratic incumbent Jim Costa, Republican challenger Michael Mayer. And this is one where it's broken up into Tulare County, District 21, and Fresno County, District 21. And based on the vote that's remaining right now, 92% of the vote is in Tulare County. This is 8% remaining, so maybe a few more hundreds of votes here. Not too many, but maybe a few more hundreds of votes to come out of here. Fresno County, 81% in. This is where most of the vote is going to be coming from, and it's right now a 55-45 lead for the Democratic incumbent over the Republican challenger. And right now, the Democratic candidate has a lead of a little under 5,000 votes statewide or countywide, with about a 3% margin of vote difference. 16%. There's enough votes with 160,000 reported for the Republican to make up the totals. But looking at the math, this county, Tulare County, has got a lot less Republican votes outstanding at 92% with 8% to go, as compared to Fresno with 19% left. The only difference is this is a difference of about 8,000 votes for Costa over the Republican. This is a margin of about similar 7,000 votes or so, but 7,000 in a much smaller district. There's more votes left to go in Fresno County than there are in Tulare County. And based on the vote reporting so far, it's a more Democratic area as well. So not only will Acosta continue to get more Democratic votes from this area, for Mayor to win, he likely needs to get this 55-45, something closer to like 52 to 48. And there's enough votes for Mayor to do it, but based on how the county and the district's been voting, I don't see why that trend would start happening now, unless there's a really Republican part of Fresno that is not reported in yet. The math would suggest for Mayor to win this race, not only does he need the votes from Tulare, but he also needs to outperform his current numbers in Fresno by about 2 to 3% in this district alone. And I'm a little bit skeptical if Mayor's able to get those numbers in this area that he needs. So this is a very, very close one to watch. All eyes are on Fresno. Tulare will likely come in for a few more hundreds of votes for Mayor. All eyes are on Fresno County District 21 for this race, and we're looking at the margins in this area. If Costa keeps pace around 55-45, he'll win this district, and I don't think it'll take too long to call. If he dips below to like 54-53%, then we're going to have to start counting the votes very, very closely and seeing just how close it ends up being. But I think right now Jim Costa is on track to hold this seat. Now we're looking at the last one, which is California 45. This one is so incredibly, incredibly close. I believe this is in the southern part of California near Los Angeles. I believe this is a suburban county. Yes, Orange County in Los Angeles. Michelle Steele, the Republican incumbent, has a lead of 50.04 to the Democrat Derek Tran's 151,785 votes, 49.96%. A vote difference of about 300 votes. This one is so incredibly close, and with 7% of the vote in a district that has over 300,000 votes reported, 7% of 300,000 votes is way more than 300 votes that lead the Republicans up by right now. So this one is certainly capable of going for the Republican or the Democrat. Now we have to look at where the vote is coming from. Well, Orange County District 45. Right now, there's 93% of the vote in. Steele has a lead of 50.8 to 49.2 for Tran. Los Angeles County District 45, 56 to 44. Derek Tran has a lead with 95% of the vote in. So those are the key areas we're watching right now. More votes, not a ton of vote is remaining in this district or in these districts, but there is slightly more vote in Orange County District 45. There's 7% remaining here. There is 5% remaining here in all likelihood. It could get to over 95 and there aren't that many votes left, but there is some vote remaining in Los Angeles. Right now, Tran is averaging a lead in this district by about 4,000 votes, but there's also not as many people living in Los Angeles District 45 compared to Orange County, which definitely dwarfs this district by how many people are living in it. I mean, of the 303,000 total countywide votes, it looks like this one alone is getting about 270,000 just from Orange County. So there's more than enough votes in this area. The question is, will Steele be able to hold on and win, or will Tran be able to pull off an upset? And we're going to have to wait until every single vote is counted in Orange County, because as I mentioned, right now Steele has a lead of about 300 votes in a county of over 270,000 votes in, with 7% of the vote remaining to go. 300 votes mathematically is essentially nothing. That could be made up in like 5 seconds. So we're going to have to wait for all the votes to come in, and it's certainly going to be too close for comfort for either candidate going forward. I mean this wholeheartedly. The other races, I had like a pretty good idea of which candidate I thought was going to win. I have no idea which candidate's going to win this one. I really don't. Because there's not going to be that many more votes to come out of Los Angeles District 45. There might be a few more for Derek Tran, the Democrat. Maybe enough to cut that 300 vote lead for Steele down to like 150. But all the votes are going to be coming out of Orange County, and this is where the race is going to be won or lost for either candidate. Right now, Steele has a lead of about 50.8 to 49.2, and this one is going to be so incredibly close. Michelle Steele, I mean, frankly, does not have much room to make that 50.8% go down any bit. Because if that 50.8% goes down to 50.7%, that might be enough for Derek Tran to pull off enough votes and actually take the lead in this district. So this is going to be very, very close. Michelle Steele has to keep this margin or even expand it to be able to win this district. If it gets any tighter than it is right now, there's a very good chance Derek Tran is going to win. So this is a very, very close one. I really have no clue how this one's going to go. This is a very close one to keep an eye on. So those are the districts that in California I'm watching. These are the four districts that have not been called yet in California. These are all very, very close. And just again, to finish off the video, I am going to show you really quick the countywide map result, where Republicans have 218, Democrats have 209. So this will not impact which party has the majority, but it will impact if the Republicans have a large enough majority to actually be able to govern and get a lot of legislation done, or the Democrats will be able to basically pause everything the Republicans want to get done. So very, very close races in California, definitely important to keep an eye on. That'll do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a like, click subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I hope to see you in a future video. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button and make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really, really, really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day, so I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.